So, good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of My Vision, My Reality. My name is Queen Amelia Donatus, of course, broadcast journalist, model, and entrepreneur, here to inspire you to remind you that your dreams are valid, your vision is not a joke. It is where faith meets focus and dreams are shaped into reality. Today, we're talking about choosing self respect daily. And this very particular topic has something to make you reflect over your dreams are valid. Your vision is not a joke. So choosing self-respect daily is something that should resonate with your psyche, your thoughts, your habits, your expression. It is not something you just said and you just move ahead. This episode teaches that self-respect is shown in daily decisions, how you speak, what you tolerate, and who you allow access to you is very, very important. Self respect grows when actions align with values. You don't say a thing and you do it another, what you cannot accept. You give room to control your entire being. So you need to understand that self respect grows when actions align with values. Now, there are cognitive points that you need to reflect over, that you need to take home with, and they are self respect shapes standards, daily choices review self worth, respect starts with self. I often say that you can't give what you don't have. You're not respectful to your own self, you can't respect another. That's the truth. The best, easiest way to find out someone who lack respect, who can't respect others, observe that person. They themselves. Someone who has the habit of always taking someone else's stuff has no self respect. They have no morals for themselves. So don't expect them to give you the respect back because if they have respect for themselves, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be in the situation where they have to disrespect themselves, let alone disrespecting the next person. Hello from Australia, Jantatic Dalo. Hello from Nigerian. My name is Queen Amelia. Good morning. Welcome to the show. How are you, Grantilik? And how is Austria this morning? Do want to subscribe to my channels, like and comment. Grantilik Sadello, how is Austria this morning? And sure you're communicating effectively. So today we're talking about choosing self-respect daily. Good morning, good times. Okay, that's pretty good. I want you to also understand that choosing self-respect shapes standards. Daily choices review self-worth. Respect starts with self. So if you don't have respect for yourself, you can actually respect another person. It is 6:26 p.m. and it is 9:26 a.m. So that's how many hours different. Self-respect is shown in daily decision, how you speak, what you tolerate, and who you allow access to you. It's important for you to understand these factors. When you understand these factors, you barely don't get in trouble. So, granted, what do you do? What's happening in your country? On this show, we talk about my vision, my reality. It is a way of saying good morning to you. So, choosing self respect daily is a definition of who you are, what you become, and how you are going. You study mental health. Oh, that's pretty good. Understanding that self respect is a modification that defines your entire personality. It reflects on how you speak. It reflects on your decision making. It reflects on what you tolerate. Choosing self respect daily. Antonio 8351 Gay. What do you mean by that? Welcome to the show. It is my vision, my reality, and it is where faith meets focus and dreams are shaped into reality. Of course, my name is Queen Amelia Donatus from Nigeria. Do want to subscribe to my channels, like and comment, and sure and endeavor to engage in my posts. Endeavor to engage in my posts. Go through my posts, like, comment, share, remiss, yes, and the way you talk to people, of course. The way you talk to people defines you if you have self respect or not. If you see someone who has self respect, their tone language is very, very respectful. They apply courtesy in their conversation. They don't bully people, they don't oppress people, they don't speak rudely. They're very coordinated. So if you see one who has self-respect, you will know by the way they live their lives. So when you see someone who doesn't have self-respect, their approach is always very rude. Trust me, very rude, very shrewd, and very, very crazy. Makes you want to freeze me now. So now the question is, what does self-respect look like for you? Grant Lake, what does self-respect look like to you? What does self-respect look like to you? Working in mental health, we have a duty of care when using language. Of course, that is very important. And I like that because it guides you on how to behave. Your behavioral ethics is very, very modifying. Sometimes you see people who try to actually do a thing or two because they don't have the capacity to actually tolerate. They don't have the capacity to speak respectfully. They are always very inferior. And when you correct them, they pick offense because they lack the moral modification to understand that respect is not some traded coins. Mm. Self respect is treating people with dignity and open mindset. Of course. Thank you so much, Grantelic. That was a very wonderful, bravo. Oh, wonderful answer you gave. I like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really the a thing here. It is how you treat people with dignity and open mindset. Of course, I often say to people who lack self-respect that when they lack self-respect, when they cannot respect them their own self, respecting another is a problem. That's it. So now, affirmation. Choose self respect. I chose self respect in my actions, conversation, community development, relationship, and other factors that modifies you as an individual. So, things to take home with today, we're talking about self respect, choosing self respect daily. This episode teaches that self respect is shown in daily decision, how you speak, what you tolerate, and how you allow access to you. And don't forget that self respect shapes standard, daily choices review self worth, and respect starts with self. So, whatever you do, start from self. A third to bet on action, and action bet resort. So when you lack self-respect, you can't respect other people. It has nothing to do with affluence. But one who has no respect for themselves is always involving societal critics is always involving social scandals every minute of the day because they lack that in them. They lack that in them. So if you have a question, Grantilic, you can as well ask your question. Grantilic Sidaro 7625. Thank you for joining. If you have a question, okay, please ask your question. If you have a question, please ask your question. Sango Larry, welcome. I'd like you to actually tell me where you're streaming from, your name and your country this morning. My name is Queen Emilia Donatus from Nigeria. Of course, a broadcast journalist, model, and entrepreneur. And Grant Sidaro 7625 is from Australia. So, Sango Larry, I'd like to know where you are also streaming from. It's good for us to actually build a community where love thrives, where we define our intentionality to what we do on day-to-day activities. Our ability to do this help us to stay focused, help us to stay active, and help us to stay modified. Of course. So self-respect shapes standards. Self-respect, reflect on your daily choices. Daily choices review self-worth. Respect starts with self. Greetings, your cousin from Cameroon, Sangalo. Oh, good morning, my darling. So it's my cousin from Sangalo, from Cameroon. Sava, Sava Sangolari. Nice having you from Cameroon. That's nice, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. So, if you have a question regarding this topic we're talking about right now, please do want to ask your questions. It is important you are at your view network flow and name is Sango Larry. Sango Larry. Thank you for correcting me. I like learning, and that is good. Do want to subscribe to my channels, like and comment. Hi, Lucky Nugu, your name and where you're streaming from. It's important you identify yourself. Yes, Kemi, please. What's the topic? Okay, Sangolari. Today we're talking about choosing self-respect daily. On this show, it's called My Vision, My Reality. So we're telling you that your dreams are valid, your vision is not a joke. So today's topic is choosing self respect daily. And this episode teaches self respect is shown in daily decision, how you allow access to people, what you tolerate, how you speak. Hi, lady. What's the topic today? I don't understand. That is what I'm saying, Loki. Today's topic is choosing self respect daily. Choosing self respect daily. That's today's topic. Now, I also want you to understand that self-respect grows when actions aligns with values. Okay, you can't say a thing and you're doing another thing. So choosing self-respect daily affects your behavioral ethics, how you talk, how you speak, what you tolerate, the access, who you give access to. How do you speak to people? How do you relate with people? One who lacks self respect cannot respect another person. One who doesn't have respect cannot respect another. It is very, very keen to understand that you can't give what you don't have. You lack morals, no respect. So, how do you respect other people? Yeah. So, the question today is now, first of all, there are cognitive points I want you to learn. Self respect shapes standard. Daily choices review self worth. Respect starts with self. So the question is, do you have respect for yourself? And if yes, what does self respect look like for you? So everybody should answer the question. Lucky, Sangolari, the question is for you. Answer. What does self respect look like for you? Do you have respect for yourself? So I like to read your comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channels, like and comment, and while we're going forward. So I await your answer, Sango Larry. I await your answer. What does self respect look like for you? Do you have self respect? So, this program is an interactive section where we all come together to learn, we all come together to communicate, we all come together to network, develop, evolve, and become best version of yourselves. So, six hustling, I love that much support. Thank you, White Heart. So the questions still remain. Do all to subscribe to my channels, like and comment. So the questions still remain. What does what does self-respect look like for you? Grant Elixidaro 7625 says respecting others as I would like to be treated. Of course. Of course. Learning to treat people the way you need to be treated. I am listening and I want to learn from teacher Ian. Sangolari, thank you so much for the accolade. Well, because I'm not just your teacher, this program on this show, we talk about vision, purpose, passion. We network together, we evolve, we learn, unlearn the bad habits, and evolve to become best version of ourselves. So while you learn, you interact. When it's time for you to answer question, please do well to answer question. So Sangolari, the question to you is, what does self-respect look like for you? Self-respect is when you control yourself and avoid drama. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a very nice applause for from you, White Heart. Lucky, I'm here in South Africa. Supposed to be a man. If you're a man too, to internal, I'm not. Vision, purpose, passion. Yeah, of course. Yes, that's what we do. So the question is very keen for everybody. The question is very important. What does self-respect look like for you? Um, Lucky Ngubo V9P. I am here in South Africa, supposed to be a man. If you are a man, so to internal. I'm not a man, please. I'm a queen, a woman, a lady, a feminine. Teacher, please don't ask me question now. I'm not in a class, not even though it's a registration. Okay, that's pretty good. But as first you understand what we're talking about, it helps you to evolve, it helps you to develop, it helps you to coordinate your entire being. So self-respect involves on how you speak, your daily decision, how you treat people, what you tolerate, and who you allow access to you. That's self-respect. Respect, love, care, and patience. Of course, Lucky, that's pretty good. And sure you're subscribing to my channels and sure you like it. It's a beautiful day and we're having something nice. It's Friday, and today we'll be doing my fashion, my pride. So that's gonna be the next thing we talk about. I like you to subscribe to my channels, like, comment. Your support to this ministry is gonna help us. Chun chun ha, chun chun ha, BJ6NO. Welcome to the show on My Vision, My Reality. I have actually missed you, chun chun, chun chun. Namaste. Good morning. So if you have a question to ask me, please ask. Teacher EMD is here to answer any question of your choice and give you proper explanation. That is going to become very defined. Sometimes we need to learn how old are you? You don't have to ask me personal questions from a learning class. We are learning in the class and we have topic we're talking about, and that is choosing self-respect daily. So if you want to ask a question, please do want to ask me question relating to what we're talking about. No personal questions, please. Thank you so much. Let me subscribe first. I will ask and answer questions. Okay, Sangolari. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. That's okay. So, self respect is vital in a holistic approach towards helping someone with coexisting needs. Of course, Grant Lake Sidaro 7625 is making a whole lot of point. And as much as I want this class to be so interactively educative, it is important for us to understand that self-respect is key factor, something that we need to deliberate on daily basis, discourse effectively about it. It's something that needs to resonate with our entire self every blessed day every blessed day. It's important we do that. Learning, please, madam, I have a question. Sogan, okay? Sangolari, go ahead with your question, and I'm ready to answer. I'd like to take your question too, please. Okay, thank you so much. Well, as a public speaker, I actually script my questions. I always keep them. Oftentimes I find out that young people have strategic problems that makes them stay dormant, makes them struggle a lot. So the motivation behind this is I find out that setting healthy boundaries without self-respect is a problem. And as one who has self-respect for herself, there are things I don't tolerate. That is disrespect. I don't take when someone disrespects me. So I was just inspired to talk about it today. I just woke up and the voice just said, talk about choosing self respect daily. This topic resonates with both the young, the old, the the teachers, the cooperative, every sector. It's cut across different sectors. So choosing self-respect daily, it's something that needs to be very, very alarmed. So people get to understand you need to treat people with respect, regardless of age, class, sizes, profession, characteristics, sectors. You have to choose self-respect daily. These modifications defines your entire being. I don't like to be disrespected and I don't disrespect other people. I'm very, very humble. I'm very attentive. I love it when you speak to me calmly, softly. I'll do whatever you want. Whatever you want, I'll do it when you respectfully talk to me. But once you disrespect me, you're provoking my wrath. You're provoking my anger. And when I unleash it on you, you won't dare come close again. Do you understand? So choosing self-respect is something that I think everybody needs to know because it is something that is needed on our daily lifestyle, daily basis, on our daily itineraries, daily program, your activities for the day. It is key because it says this episode teaches that self-respect is shown in daily decisions, how you speak, what you tolerate, and who you allow access to you. So choosing self-respect daily reflects on how you speak, how you think, who you give access to yourself is very important, and how you treat people. So second question, of course. You go ahead, please. Thank you, Grant Sidaro, 7625. So Sango Larry, your second question, please go ahead. I'm going to answer as many questions as you want to ask. I'm 100% ready. David Jones 47P10, welcome. Good morning. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels, like, comment, and we are moving forward. Okay, Sangolari, there's nothing in particular. Okay, growing up, I grew up with my late grandfather who happens to be a retired colonel, a retired soldier, and he taught us that value makes a difference in results. Whatever you want, learn to give it to other people. So that thought has always been in my head. Grandfather will always say that you can't give what you don't have. Don't expect to receive what you can't give. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if that makes sense. Don't expect what you can't give. What you can't give, you can't receive. So he emphasized more on self respect. He said, if you want to live a very prudent life, drama free, chaotic free, stress free, you should learn to respect yourself. So that value has always been instilled in me from the cradle to now. Learn to respect yourself. Yes, my darling, shout out to grandfather. He has been a very educative security personnel. Now, my grandfather taught me self respect, taught me self defense. I could actually fight for myself as a lady, as a girl child. I can actually fight for myself. You can't fight and beat me down to stupor because I'm going to defend myself in speaking. I'm going to defend myself physically. I'm going to defend myself psychologically. I'm going to defend myself morally. So I was taught about self respect from the cradle. So growing up as an adult, it has become an advocacy point of conversation and where I found myself. Friends, family, associates, social gathering, I always talk about self respect. Self respect is very important. I mean, choosing you as my friend, the very first thing I evaluate is self respect. How respectful are you to yourself? How respectful are you to others? It is something that I'm always very observant about. Before I begin to like you, before I begin to give before I begin to open my mind for you to dwell in, before I begin to give you an access to myself, I just have to observe how self respected are you to yourself first, because you can't give what you don't have. Do you understand that now? So, did I answer your question? So, everything you see is culturally cultivated, it is morally cultivated, not bore out of proportion because of bad experience, no, but rather it was carefully nurtured. It is a principle that I have. When you lack self respect, you tend to become very rude. You speak to people anyhow, you become so rude, abusive, become so oppressive, become so shrewd. So, do you think self respect should be taught in school in Nigeria? Of course. It is, it should be taught in every class, in every level. Self respect is important because your inability to teach self respect, you're automatically raising a generation that is going to become chaotic to your legacy. So, how do you define that? My grandfather taught me that integrity matters. You earn respect. You command respect. You earn it. You don't command it. You earn it by your virtue of excellence. You earn it by your characteristics. You earn it by the way you speak. So when your actions, listen, Self-respect grows when actions aligns with values. So when your actions are not aligning with your values, then definitely you cannot earn respect. It's a formidable art. It's a formidable gift that you can't pretend over. So it's important that each and every one of us should have self-respect. Being you a child, kindergarten, teenager, adult. Oftentimes, some adults lack self-respect. So they believe that being oppressive is the best way to actually slow down. Thanks for being you. As I have learned something new from you now, I must go out. I will subscribe to your channel. Thank you. Grant Elixidaro 7625. Thank you so much for coming through. Sangolari, would you one day write a book on self-respect? Of course, I would write a book, and that is why I am using my voice to actually speak about it because I have been there. I know how it is. Disrespect is like a graveyard. When someone consistently disrespects you, it's like you dying every day. It's like a shallow grave where you want to be buried on daily basis. Self-respect, it's a first identity. When you lack self-respect, then abuse is inevitable, trust me. They say when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. It is how you speak, how you treat people, you're automatically setting healthy boundaries on how people should treat you. So, what in your relationship, you can't talk to your partner respectfully? You can't talk to your partner calmly. You want to be abusive. That doesn't make you a king. No. Automatically, I can't just call you my king when you're disrespectful. If you like, be the biggest, the wealthiest man in the world. Because when you lack that cognitive point that I cherish the most, my loyalty is away from you. That's the truth. You won't get my care, you won't get my love, you won't get my respect, you won't get my concern. Intentionality is away from it. But when you have self respect and you speak to me respectfully, I would do anything you want because I was raised with values. I have integrity. So I don't joke with it. I don't even trade it for a piece of coin. Do you understand? So you cannot be arrogant standing before me, speaking rudely, and expect me to bow my crown for you for what? You lack self respect. So self respect is important and it should be taught in place of work, in companies, schools, in Nigeria, across Nigeria, and to the global stage. It is important. So Sango Larry, I believe I've answered your question. Do you have another question, please? Do you have another question? As an employee, how do you set healthy boundaries in a company that have policies that doesn't accommodate self-respect? First of all, by your way of life, as an employee, you set healthy boundaries in a company that have policies that doesn't accommodate self-respect. So how do you command that? By your character. Your character is your imagery. How does somebody knows that you don't like a thing without you saying it? It's the way you behave around that stuff. The person gets to know that you don't like it. Secondly, communication. When you work in a company, they give you that terms and condition. The company gives you terms and condition that you're to abide with. as an employee, you also have your terms and condition. And your terms and condition is you work, let's say for instance, the company's policy says, Sangolari, you resume work at 8 a.m. in the morning and you close at 5 p.m. Now, that is the terms and condition that was given to you. You evaluate it and you accept the job. Now, your own boundaries is you must close at exactly 5. Anything encroaching in your 5, they are breaking your rules. So setting healthy boundaries is having a um, an intentional conversation between you and your employee. Hello, ma'am. You want me to resume office at 8 a.m. and close at 5 p.m.? No problem. You as well should ensure that at 5, I shouldn't be restricted from going home because you are encroaching in my space. You have right to freedom. You have right to conversation. You have right to communication. So you're setting your boundaries by depicting in your characterization. Your characteristics is the first mirror they see. Boundaries are a sign of self-respect, not selfishness. So boundaries protect your peace. If you don't set the boundaries, you won't have peace. Haven't you seen in a situation where even after work hours, when you return back to the house, when you return back to your home, you still feel very, very suffocating. There's no peace even in your house. That's because there's no boundary set. So your employee is going to abuse you psychologically, abuse you physically, abuse you emotionally until you're drained. So setting um, healthy boundaries is living by it. He said self-respect grows when actions align with values. So your employee they will respect your boundaries when your actions align with your values. You cannot come and tell me as your employee and tell me, sir, eh, I don't like the way you shout at me. Whereas you talk to me disrespectfully or you're disrespecting another person. How do you think that is going to work? Your character tells it all. This man does not like disrespect. You see how he speaks. He speaks gently. He speaks respectfully. So your abuser is going to learn from you because you're the mirror he or she is watching. But when your employee is an abuser, you too, that is the staff, is also abusive. How do you think your employee is going to respect you when you don't have self-respect? Not having self-respect involves in taking what is not given to you. Not having self-respect is you refusing to mind your business. You not having self-respect is not maintaining your lane that is assigned to you, which is your office. So how does your employee respect you? So that is it, Sango Larry. That is what you need to do as an employee. How do you set healthy boundaries in a company that have policies that doesn't accommodate self-respect? Very simple characteristics. Let your actions align with your values. Thank you. Any other question? Don't forget to subscribe to my channels, like and comment, share this live, and do want to engage in my videos. Okay, do you think some people are born naturally disrespectfully or it is inherited? No, there's nothing as betting with disrespect. It is it is nurtured. Sometimes it is inherited. When I mean inherited, now as a child, you see your father abuse your mother on daily basis right in front of you. Obviously, you're going to inherit that characteristics because it is done right before your very own eyes. Yeah, Michael Joan, welcome. C9Q. So People say, whatever you've been taught, a thought bet an action bet a result. Children learn what they live with. You are the mirror they see. As a man, if you teach your son how to tolerate his sister when he's angry, trust me, when that boy grows older, when he start dating, he will never have the effrontery to hit his girlfriend because where he's coming from, he has been nurtured not to be hostile. He has been nurtured not to be a bully, but rather have a candid conversation. So sometimes children inherit bad habits from parents as a result of wrong cultural cultivation. As a father, if you teaches your daughters respect by the way you speak to her, by the way you speak to other people, by the way you speak to her mother, you'll see that child will learn to respect other people. Haven't you experienced something where you're trying to correct a child? You're telling the child, shut up, and the child is telling, brother, I will not shut up. Do you used to shut up when mommy tell you to shut up? Do you understand that scenario? So you have to try as much as you can to be, let your actions align with your values. As a husband, as a partner, you always want your partner to keep quiet while you're speaking. You always want her to listen or you want him to listen. You, do you listen while he's talking? Do you understand now? See, you are the mirror the next person is watching. That's the truth. When your actions are not aligning with your values, then you are lying to yourself. Yesterday, we talked about healing from self image. So, oftentimes, there are lies that you have told yourself that become your reality. So, anything you cannot take, don't dish it out to other people. You don't want to be disrespected. Please don't disrespect another. Don't take what is not given to you. That is stealing. First of all, that is you disrespecting yourself. Because if you have respect for yourself, you cannot disrespect another person. I'm very respectful. I have anger problems sometimes. That's why I don't like drama. I hate drama. I don't like drama at all. If something is wrong, I like to talk about it instantly. I don't like pretending. I don't like pretension. People pretending to be what they are not. You're not happy, you're pretending to be happy. I don't like it because I will perceive you from that. So, some people grew up, okay, listen, children raised with love, they give love, they have a lot of love in their heart to give to other people. Children who grew up in a hostile environment with hostility, violence, when you see those people, when you see those people, they are always angry every minute of the day. They're always bitter. Okay? So you need to understand this. Um, Shangulari, you really want to take a lot from me this morning. Okay. Because you asked, Michael John, I'm flying from Nigeria. So because you asked, I will do this for you. So when we talk about healing from self-image, previously was what we talked about yesterday. So now it focuses on how people see themselves. Many carry negative self-image shaped by past criticisms, rejection, or failure. So when we talk about healing from self-image, what are those past memories that you've had that you have refused to let go? I give you an example. You were once in a broken relationship. Maybe your then partner used to be a very abusive person, or maybe your partner used to abuse you on your emotional performance. So oftentimes, because of the consistent criticisms from your partner, That word he or she keeps saying to you, because you have accepted it, it becomes your reality. Now, it becomes your reality in a situation where you say, hmm, she said I'm not good enough. Of course, I'm not good enough. Nothing good comes out of me. Nobody will choose me. I will not find love again. I'm a sadist. I'm this, I'm that. It's a lie you're telling yourself. Who told you you're not deserving? That that your relationship failed does not mean you will not find love again. It's also those are lies. They are negative imagery you have caged yourself. Now, I want you to also understand that healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. Healing. Do you know how horrible this topic we're talking about, how dangerous it is to your mental health is? Because you experienced distrust in the past does not mean you cannot find someone trustworthy. But do you have the openness to let the person in? How do you have the openness to let the person in when you're still carrying the memory of the past? The pain of the past is stuck up here. So it's suffocating you, is affecting, is affecting the lies, is affecting your thoughts, is affecting your cell membrane, is affecting your emotions, is affecting how you relate with people, is making you become a shadow of your own self, is making you not to mingle, is making you to become a prisoner of your own self because of what somebody said to you. Do you understand? Healing begins when you challenge a lie that believe in the past. No, I said healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself, when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. And I gave you an example. Okay, you could be a student in the class and you failed an exam and your teacher called you a failure, that nothing good will ever come around you. Oh, this boy, you will never pass your exams. Because you lack self-confidence, at that point your teacher's words become the bullet that pierces into your cell membrane. So it has you have accepted that negative word she has said. You've told yourself, I am a failure now. I failed my work 3 times, so because of that I'm a failure. I don't need to try again. It's a big lie. Sometimes some criticisms are coming from a place of competition. Some criticisms are coming from a place of hate. Some criticisms are coming from a place of jealousy, not from a place of care, not from a place of love. Do you understand? So when you understand these things we're talking about now, you find out that you're better. Also, self-image affects your choices, confidence, and relationship. I just explained that. And also, I want you to understand these 3 cognitive points. And it says, your self image shapes your behavior. Past words are not permanent truths. Do you get it now? Past words are not permanent truths. That you're called incompetent does not mean it's real, does not mean it's the truth, does not mean you are actually incompetent. No, you might be incompetent for this person, does not mean you're not good enough for the next person. It's just that you've already locked yourself in that grave of negativity that the person said. My grandfather will always tell me that you should always have this thought in your head, now everybody will like you. That is the first peace you should make with yourself. So you shouldn't get bored when somebody said, I don't like you. You shouldn't get pain because somebody didn't choose you. When it's time for you to manifest, the right people will choose you, they will make you happy, and you will excel. So, healing from that is what you need to understand, that passwords are not permanent truths. Healing begins with awareness. So, oftentimes, you're not even aware what is draining you. You tend to live in confusion. And when we talk about reset and reflect, A lot of people had a lot of testimonies to share. So, Sangolari, when you begin to experience these things, oh, sometimes past memories causes limitations to achieve happiness to the present or the future. Mhm. I have always believed in these words that say, what cannot kill you will make you stronger. Because I was betrayed in the past does not mean I cannot give love a chance, that I don't deserve better, I don't deserve happy. How would you find happiness when you've locked all the doors? You're still dwelling in the past. You still keep rereading the last verse of what happened. No. What you need to do when we talk about reflection and reset, always reflect over the situation, lessons learned, discard, discard the pain, discard that which doesn't serve you right. Take the lesson and move on. Mhm. There's nothing trying to be revengeful, plotting, hating, conspiring. All those things is nothing. It's not making sense. You're dragging yourself backward. So healing begins with awareness, telling yourself truth that, okay, I actually messed up. I think I'm ready to be better. I'm open to learning. I'm going to be. How can you find EMD? How can you find love if you have locked all the doors? That is what I'm saying. Sangolari is a practical terminology. You can't get what you can't give. And what you seek can't come in when the doors are shut. You have to open it. So, in your experience that you're talking about right now, you understand that how does somebody come into your house when you lock the door? You have to open the door for the person to come in. So, you feel lonely, you're saddened, you're not happy because of past experience. So, how do you become happy when you've shut the doors of happiness? You're not giving it a chance, you're not giving room for conversation, anything you want to just lock it. You're clocking it. So, the more you keep locking it, the more you're denying yourself what was supposed to make you happy. You're denying yourself the beautiful moments, the peace God has ordained for you. You're denying yourself beautiful things. So sometimes it's okay to cry. I barely don't cry. Oftentimes I cry like a man, like I'll just be quiet, my eyes will be so reddish. So anything that's going to put me in that cage, I like to talk about it. I don't like malicious people. I don't like people who keep malice. I like someone who, if I do something, talk to me about it. Lovingly talk to me about it. Trust me, I will listen. But when you bully me, you are aggravating my anger because you won't like it. So it simply means don't dish out what you cannot take. Do unto others what you would like them to do to you. You do not have respect, yet you want to be respected. How does that work? It has nothing to do with status, affluence, or age. It has to do with you cultivating self respect. Respect is reciprocal. Okay. So, any other questions, Sangolari? Because we're coming to an end of this program so that I could go do other things. So, I'm going to take one last two questions and we call it a wrap. Okay. Sangolari, any other question? I think at least I've given you a recap. Respect is reciprocal. Yes. Comedy video. How? Okay, guys. So if there's no other question, I think we're gonna sign out and we're gonna be together again when it's I come live. Thank you, Sangolari. Thank you also for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining the program on My Vision, My Reality. Don't forget to leave us a review because your voice matters. And if I may ask, Sangolari, what have you learned today? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so take good care of yourself. Keep listening to My Vision, My Reality with Queen Emilia Donatus on EMD 234 TV. Subscribe to my channels, like and comment. And don't forget, your dreams are valid and your vision is not a joke. It is where faith meets focus and dreams are shaped into reality. Thank you so much, Sangolari. Thank you so much, Glanteric Sidaro. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much to everyone who came by listening. David Jones, thank you so much. So it's a wrap, White Hearts. Thank you, Chun Chun Han. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Thank you, Lucky. We like on here. Yes, of course you will. You will hear tomorrow. Why is my teacher going early? I asked if you have another question. You didn't ask. It's breakfast time, so I need to go get ready to have breakfast and do other stuffs before heading out. Okay, so it's a towards time with you all, and I'm pretty sure that you've learned one or two things. So if you have a question, I would like to take your question while I sign out. Is that okay? And secondly, your teacher needs to power her cell phone. So thank you. I need to go take care of my family. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye. Do want to subscribe to my channels, okay? Follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Let's leave the question for tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow, same time. God bless. Of course, I will say greetings to my family.